Hey guys, Mr. Green back again with another movie review, and I'm proud to say I'm doing really good right now on the monetization front. I'm now officially 817 hours away from being monetized, which is officially a new high score. And once again, if 817 people could watch my stuff for 1 hour today, I will get there tomorrow. So anyway, sorry it's been a few days. I had a cold all week and somehow it got really bad all of a sudden, so I wasn't able to get out of bed, but now I'm feeling better. Anyway, I've been wanting to do another movie review for a while, but I kept watching movies that were really awful. I thought about reviewing Don't Worry, Darling, but that movie fell apart so badly in the last act, it, wasn't worth the mental exercise or, the scrutiny of, reviewing it. Plus, I've noticed, on average, my videos do better when I, do a video praising a good movie rather than shitting on a bad one. So, with that in mind, I finally got around to watching Fox Searchlight Pictures' The Menu, which, despite being a Fox menu, I saw it on HBO Max. How weird is that? Anyway, I gotta say, I went into this movie with low expectations, and I came out pretty surprised and intrigued by it. The Menu is one of those movies that pivots on a major plot twist, and the plot twist goes on to both define and kind of ruin the movie in a way. Now, this review is going to have massive spoilers, I can't talk about this movie without spoiling it. And right off the bat, I'm going to tell you guys the twist of the movie and ruin that for you. So the twist of the movie is that in the second act, or rather the second hour of the film, the movie starts off as this intelligent critique of how horrible and fucking stupid and hypocritical and a waste of money upscale dining is. But somewhere along the line, it goes off the rails and it turns into a Batman surreal noir story. Now, I didn't want to spoil the ending, but I might have done that already. So the Menu starts off as your generic indie movie. It's a bunch of weird people with various problems going to the world's most expensive restaurant, which is conveniently located on a private island in a bay somewhere for an exciting night of dinner theater. So we start off by being introduced to a couple of stereotypical restaurant foodie people. We have a foodie hipster named Tyler. He has his girlfriend. His girlfriend is Anya Taylor-Joy, who is playing Peach in the upcoming Super Mario Brothers movie. Next up, we have Johnny Leguizamo in his first substantial role since the old Super Mario Brothers movie. Here he's playing a washed-up actor. Then we got some asshole tax evader tech bros, an old insincere couple, and lastly, a bitchy food critic and her publisher. So with that cast of castaways assembled, we begin our slow descension into madness, I suppose. Now, I really like this movie because of where it goes and the way it gets there. Because at first, this movie is just a blazing critique of the American rich and how awful they are. The absurdity of high-class food culture, where millionaires spend thousands of dollars to eat fucking clam farts. And on that note, the first thing the chef serves these people for an appetizer is a literal goddamn rock. I am not exaggerating, they eat a rock. But unfortunately, an hour into this movie, the movie flips a crazy switch, and once the crazy switch is flipped, suddenly this movie is a Batman movie. It's a fantasy noir story about society, millionaires, and murder. So it's literally Batman without Batman in it. What I mean by that is if in the last 5 minutes of this movie, if Batman had just showed up and saved everyone, this movie would have been a perfect episode of Batman. Maybe 1960s Batman, maybe Batman the Animated Series. There were a lot of on-screen murders, so I'm leaning animated series, but I don't know, I can see Adam West handling this one too.
I am a little hungry.
Of course, Robin. Even crime fighters must eat. And especially you. You're a growing boy and you need your nutrition.
Hamburgers, medium rare.
We can do a cheeseburger.
The movie is utterly bizarre. It's either broken or genius in the fact that halfway through the movie, it pulls off this 180 so perfectly, from going from this luxurious satire of high culture dining to literally a Silver Age Batman comic. I feel like they were genius here in that they figured out the miracle formula where you just take a Silver Age Batman story, remove Batman, and suddenly you have a tragic horror movie. Because what happens in this movie, when it flips into Batman mode, the chef just, goes crazy. And, if I haven't explained this upscale restaurant is overseen by this demanding, intense chef who is just referred to as the Chef. And then out of nowhere, it seems that the Chef is a supervillain. And he has this fucking superpower that suddenly anyone who like listens to him gets like stupefied, like to the point that they'll murder people. Like he's just imbued with these supervillain powers to talk to anyone and get whatever he wants. Like literally his superpower seems to be that anyone who talks to him long enough will just absolutely listen to him and do absolutely anything he says. Which plays into the story really interestingly because literally, as he points out by the end of the film, any of the people he murdered could have easily escaped from the restaurant if they made any attempt at fighting back against him, but none of them did. They all chose to be lazy and die from watching him murder them with literally dinner theater. Like, they don't really explain his staff either, but he has, like, a staff of 20, like, goons and chefs, like, who are all, like, fiercely loyal to him, like, ready to kill and die for him with, like, no explanation or, like, emotion. And near the end of the movie, he even whispers something to Tyler that immediately makes himself kill himself. So, yeah, it all just smells like superpowers, because it's not really explained. And then, for what's worth, Anya Taylor-Joy acts as, like, a typical horror movie last girl in that she manages to avoid being killed by the chef. And what's genius is the way she does it is she basically dances the tango with him, so to speak. Like she gets under his skin and then manages to actually play into his dinner theater act in such a super smart way that he decides to spare her life. And she wasn't on his hit list, so he had no real vendetta against her anyway. Anya is kind of a weird character in this movie because she is the survivor girl and she is arguably the hero of the movie. But because there's so much going on in this movie and it's mostly about the chef, I feel like she doesn't really get enough screen time, or we don't really know enough about her other than she's poor and like pitiable. Still though, considering how shitty like all the other people on the island are, she like, yeah, like compared to them, she is at least like not a scumbag, so she's got that going for her. But yeah, the chef as a character, like he starts off as a normal chef, but through the course of the movie, he gets crazier and crazier. But then the last act of the movie, he's just a full Silver Age Batman villain. He has the fucking henchmen, he has the fucking ogre-sized props designed to kill rich people. And it's insane that in trying to turn this movie into a horror movie at the last act, I think it is a horror movie, but it's more of a Batman movie than a horror movie. Like, it literally turns into Silver Age Batman, and it's bizarrely close how structurally close this film is to Batman when the story goes off the rails. Like, even his, like, main girl, played by Hong Chow, like, could easily be like a Harley Quinn. Like, it's so surreal. Like, this movie is about a chef that uses dinner theater to murder people and wear down his victims psychologically. But the fact that he's playing into the superstition and the theatricality of it, that is so extremely Batman. He's not a chef, he's the chef, the supervillain chef of Gotham City. And the people of Gotham are about to be served a dish cold. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm like dying to do a fan edit of this movie where like Batman just shows up and saves everyone. Like, I don't know which Batman, maybe Adam West, he's qualified to do it. But yeah, like literally if Batman showed up at the end of the movie, punched everyone, saved all the awful rich people, that's a perfect Batman movie. So I kind of love this movie, but it also left me really wanting to see like another like really high executed Batman movie on like this level. Because this movie is honestly like a random episode of Batman 66, but with murders and no one getting saved at the end. Which is a bizarrely interesting archetype for a movie. But then again, I guess it worked for Joker, so that's suspicious. If I had more time and more energy, I totally would re-edit the ending of this movie to feature Batman. But I'm just not feeling up to it right now. But I don't know. Leave a comment if you really, really want me to do it, and I might commit to doing it. Otherwise, yeah, let me know. Did you guys see this movie? What did you think of it? Did you like it? I kind of loved it. Are there any other cool movies right now I should review? Do you guys actually want me to review Don't Worry, Darling? And yeah, just Batman. I like Batman. Alright, anyway, subscribe. Catch you guys later. Good night.